Hey, Viking fans, this is Keith Millard, and you are listening to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. Go Vikes!
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. I'm One Bar with Lupicus, and it is mailbag time. Get out that mailbag. It's my mailbag. Wow. All right, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, we asked, you delivered, you fired over some questions. Let's get right into it. Remember, subscribe, like the channel here every damn day.
We try to be anyway.
Try to be most of the time, about 98%. Let's do this. All right. First off, Jeff writes in, if you could change division alignments, regular season schedule, or playoff format, what would you do? If you could change division alignments, regular season schedule, or playoff format, while you think, I can go.
Go for it.
Very easy for me. And Jeff H., I appreciate thinking out of the box. The very good question, but I'm gonna give you a shitty answer. I won't change anything, nothing. I hate any changes. I hate they added a game. I hate when they move up the kicker so every kick goes out. I hate the onside rules. I hate them all. I like everything the way it is. I'm very stubborn.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what other than I wouldn't want to shake up the division really. It can make more sense geographically, but then you lose all your rivals. And really geographically, the NFC North is probably one of the ones that make the most sense where everybody's located. So I don't think I'd change that. Playoff format doesn't really bug me. I don't know what else you would do. I don't think there's any reason to change that either. So schedule. Yeah, I mean, maybe you talk about going back to how things were. Thursday night games, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I do enjoy them just because it's makes for a nice little Thursday during the season, but I don't know. I'm kind of a old school guy. I like my football on Sundays. So, and Monday night.
All right. Sounds like we're not making any changes.
I don't think we are. No.
Remember the NFC Central when the Tampa Bay Bucks used to be in our division? It made 0 sense. It was not Central.
Yeah.
But I don't miss them. I don't miss those damn Bucks.
No, back in the day, it was usually a couple wins. So
although Vinny Testaverde usually handled us pretty well. Harvey Milber writes in, if Zimmer flames out after 2021, should we snag Lincoln Riley from the college ranks? Can't ignore he flourished with the likes of Mayfield, Murray, Hurts, Rattler. I'm curious to see what he could do with Mr. Kellen Mond. What are our thoughts?
I'm always a little cautious going for these hot college coaches that come up in the ranks. Sometimes they don't pan out so well. So I would more look toward like a Bieniemy or someone like that who's been in the NFL, who's kind of paid their dues, who has earned that coaching spot. We did that with Zimmer, and that panned out pretty well for the Vikings. I think there's just a high risk reward when you go with these young college coaches. So I wouldn't be too on board with it.
I kind of like the thought of going the college road. It's been a long time since the Vikings did that. It's been since Denny Green, and that one worked out pretty damn good. I mean, Leslie Frazier, Zimmer, Childress. Who am I missing? Tice. All positional coaches or coordinators. Not that great. So I would, as far as Lincoln Riley is concerned, I don't think there's even a chance in hell he would come here. He's had options. He's had better options than the Vikings as far as whether he could have went and coached Baker Mayfield at the Browns. So the fact that he didn't bite the bullet and come to the NFL, all of a sudden the Vikings have an open spot, I can't see him going there.
I mean, there's plenty of offensive talent here for them to work with. You got Delvin Cook, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Irv Smith, you got some young pieces here. So I think it would be tempting for anybody who specializes in offense. But yeah, if he didn't make the jump then, why would he make it now? Unless he feels he's got more to prove in the college ranks. But
yeah, and he is they re-signed him to 2025. So I think he finishes that off just like the Lupicus. All right. Before we see any major pull away at this position, what do you guys want to have start as our kick punt returner? Could be the same guy or two different guys.
Oh, you want to go first? I took the last one.
Yeah, well, clearly I want to see something completely different. I don't want to see anyone that we've seen even on the depth chart if it's second or third. So, kick returner, Nwangu seems to be the hot name. I'd love to see him back there. When it comes to punt returner, I don't know, get Mr. Smith-Marset.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with you. That's the combination I would like to see, unless one of these undrafted receivers makes the team. And if it's Myron Mitchell, was that his name? Or there was another guy too. Was it the pro kid who can return punts? Phil, one of these guys. If it's one of them who is the punt specialist and Guanu's the kick returner, that's what I want to see going forward. And I want to see some spark, some something from these guys to show us that they can actually handle this job, which we did not see last year.
Yeah, I don't want to see Osborne, Beebe. I don't want to see him on the depth chart anywhere near the PR and KR at all.
Yeah, they need to go away.
The hell out of here.
Special teams.
All right. If the Vikings signed Bashad Breeland, what does your guys' corner depth look like? What's that depth chart look like at corner?
Well, if they went out and signed Bashad Breeland, I think that means Jeff Gladney's probably not going to play this year or ever again. So I'm going to take him out of the equation. So I don't think a whole lot changes. I think Gladney was your fourth corner. I think Breeland would slide in there. And then you got the young guy's Hand and Chris Boyd battling out for the 5th and 6th spots. So that's why I think, I don't see the top 3 changing at all. It's Peterson, it's Dantzler, and it is Mackenzie Alexander.
Well, their depth chart right now has Peterson and Gladney as the ones with Dantzler in the slot. So I would actually take Breeland and put him as a starter opposite Peterson with Dantzler and Mackenzie Alexander. I mean, Breeland ain't going to come here unless he's a starter. He's pretty much said that. So if he signs, he's going to be starting at least to start the season.
No, they can give him the honorary. Here's our starter as the preseason starts, but there's no way in hell he'll be a starter day one.
Who's that?
Breeland.
All right, here we go. Which Viking will end up being a bigger steal at their draft position in fantasy drafts? We got some fantasy chatter already. Irv Smith Jr. or Adam Thielen, who will be the bigger steal for where they are drafted at?
This one's tough because, you look at Thielen last year, I think he flew under the radar a little bit, but then he busts out with 12 touchdowns, even with Justin Jefferson there. So I think that's going to be on the minds of plenty of fantasy gurus when they're making their drafts. So I'm going to say Irv Smith just because I think there's going to be a hell of a lot of sexier options at the tight end position. So he may slide down to, depending on how deep your draft is, how deep your league is. I can see him being there 5th, 6th, 7th round, maybe even later. And you're looking for a tight end who can definitely start, put up some points. Irv Smith could be your guy. He's a huge breakout candidate this year.
Yeah, Irv Smith will definitely be there in the 5th and 6th round, like 100%.
Well, I'm thinking
it's like a 10th, 11th round guy.
Okay, for a 12-team league, yeah, probably more like that. But
I'm going the bigger steal. I'm sticking with Thielen. I mean, 14 touchdowns last year. He might have not had the yards, but until Irv Smith actually does something, Adam Thielen, no doubt, even though he'll get drafted much sooner than he should, especially from people from Minnesota, myself included.
Yeah, you draft Mike Boone.
Boone, need him. All right. Kevin writes in, will the Vikings actually cut Dozier or Samia in favor of younger guys or free agents? Is there a chance that these guys actually get cut?
I would like him to actually do that and to see it happen, but I don't know. It hasn't been their MO. They like to keep these veterans around, even if they're not very good. So I would be shocked if the Vikings actually did that. But the flip side of that is they have said we're going to try, what we've been doing isn't working. So if they're truly going to stick to that and they truly meant what they said, then yeah, they should be cut. But I really don't think it's going to happen.
I think out of both these two, Drew Samia is the guy that should be a little worried. They know what they got in Dakota Dozier. They brought him back. They know they need some sort of veteran presence at the position, whether he's good or not. They're both about $1 million this coming year. So very cheap options. I don't think both of them are there. And I think Dakota Dozier is definitely here. There's no way in hell he's getting cut. So I say Samia, if he goes out and just lays a big shit turd, his days are over.
Oh, his days, I think, are already numbered. He's got to perform, and Dozier should have to play better. But like you said, the Vikings know what he is. They know who he is. I don't know what it is about him that they like so much. That fact that he can plug in and play a tackle position if he absolutely had to, but he's not very good at what he does. So why he's still on the roster, I don't understand, but I know he'll be there.
As long as somebody beats him out and he stays as a backup left guard, that's where he should be. That is just fine. So hopefully that happens. We go with Ezra, Wyatt, and Dakota can just give him a hell of a pat on the back when they come up back to the sidelines.
Yeah, that's where I want to see him. Helmet off, standing there.
All right, last one. Most likely cut. Who's the more likely cut this year, BC Johnson or Jalen Holmes?
All right, you can start. I took the last couple.
This is a tough one because I think they both could be cut. But looking at I would say Jalen Holmes is more likely to get cut. I like the fact that he can play inside, outside, but you look at the guys they brought in, not only Weatherly, but the 2 draft picks. And when you look at BC Johnson, I think he's going to need to be there because guys like KJ Osborne is going to be gone. Yeah. So easy answer, Jalen Holmes.
Yeah, I agree with you. But one thing that could save Jalen Holmes, what you said about him being able to play inside or outside, I think it's switching back to D tackle and like, oh, the depth chart's not as bad as DN. And the DN position now is crowded. I know there's no rock solid starter opposite Daniel Hunter right now, but there's a ton of guys there with similar talent. Jalen Holmes just hasn't been able to do it, whether he's playing end or playing tackle. Just it hasn't worked. Things have not clicked for him. So I definitely think of the two, he's the better shot getting cut here. BC Johnson, he was a 7th round steal for the Vikings, had a decent rookie season, kind of took a step back last year.
Big step back, huge step back.
The one thing that can save him, though, is when they needed him, he came back and he produced that one game. I think was that Thielen was out. He came in and he stepped up and he played pretty well. So seeing that, knowing they can trust him if they have to, I think keeps him on the roster for this year.
Yeah, but they're also at wide receiver. They got a lot of young, undrafted free agents. They're going to be hungry. Nom, 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 nom.
They are, but again, you go back to Dakota Dozier. They like to keep the guys they know, and they know BC Johnson. So I think he'll make it. I mean, it's not guaranteed by any means, but I think he'll make it.
I wouldn't be shocked if they both made the team, and I wouldn't be shocked if they both got cut. Can't wait. I can't wait. All right, that's it. Our mailbag's empty. It is bone dry. It is on the floor.
Flaccid. It is empty. Just a bunch of skin hanging there. Nothing left in it. So we're thinking about our deflated bag. Also think about this. The voice actors for Mickey and Minnie Mouse are actually married in real life.